Hello guys, so welcome back. Today we're going to learn how you can define variables and constants in Golang. As you can see here, I have a very simple program. So we're going to use method 1 and method 2. So in method 1, when you're defining variable, just going to use the var keyword and then the name of your variable, then the data type, if it's a string, and then you're going to initialize it. So in my case, I'm just going to do that, initialize it as name, and then I'm just going to print name. You should be able to print Clinton. So if you're going to initialize, let's say something, a variable, let's say var age, it's going to be an integer, then you can say maybe 90, and then you can just print it here. So initialize is saying we've initialized an integer. Of course, you can initialize a float, let's say var weight float 32, maybe 78.0. Then you can just come and print it here. So this is just basically how you can define various variables. So you have to define the var keyword, the name of the variable, and then name the data type, and then you can initialize it. And then method 2, you're just going to use the shorthand method. So you can just say name, let's say name 9, and then you just use this is the key, Clinton. This is the shorthand method. So you can just come and print it here as well. Just say name 9, and then you can print this. You should be able to see it here, Clinton. Or maybe you can just comment this out, and then you just say here name 9. Then you just get rid of this. Then you do that. So this is method 1, and this is method 2. So as far as constants are concerned, you're just going to change this var key. It's just going to be a const, let's say pi. It's going to be a float, and then you know the pi value 3.4 something, and then we can maybe print it out here pi, but it's supposed to be 3.142, but just using this for illustrations. 3.00, let's try this. 3.9. 3.9. So this is how you define a variable, this is how you define a constant. But what if you wanted to define multiple variables? You can just say, of course, if these variables have the same data type, so you can just say maybe var fname and lname string. Then I'm going to define my fname, and then I'm going to define my lname. Fname lname. Then we can run this. You should be able to see fname and the lname. Now I want to create another function down here. I'm going to just call it test, and then I want to print dot println, and then I want to print maybe fname. Now when you do this, you realize that this fname cannot be it's undefined, because all these variables and constants we'll define here can only be accessed within this main function. So to be able to access this here, we have to create a global variable here. So you can just come and say maybe var fname. Of course, it's going to be a string, so that when you come here, I'm going to just change this to fname. Then I'm going to change this to fname. Then I'm going to change this to fname. And then we can come and call our function here. Now, one thing interesting, of course, we can run this and see that it's working. It's working. But now, we can change the value of fname here. So we can come here and say maybe fname equals to tests. You can just call this test, and then let's see how it's going to work. Now we've been able to define a global variable here, and then we have assigned fname here to Clinton, and it has printed it. And then we have defined it, we assigned fname here to test, and it has printed test. So I think this is all we can say about variables and constants. So see you in the next video.